My name's McKay. This is Tyler. We are brothers. We've been in the Amazon Influencer Program for a while. The point of this video is just to kind of share some tips and tricks with you, how you can get better. Just for a bit of background, both of us have been doing this now for several years. Tyler is a teacher, and I believe he is making as much, if not more, doing Amazon Influencer as he is with his teaching job. I got laid off from my full-time job a year ago, and at the time I was making double with Amazon that I was with my salary. So I just kind of stopped working. And I think for both of us, it's fair to say this has been life-changing. Because of this, I'm a stay-at-home dad. This allows my wife to go to work. She's been able to get a job. I just get to stay at home with the kids. I work a few hours a day. I think we both love it. As we are talking, if you can think of any questions that you have for us, go ahead and write it below. Once a month, we try to do a Q&A where we will answer your questions. So feel free to write any question that you think of in general with the program. So my first question for you, Tyler, is I want you to imagine, and this is to help people who just barely got in the Amazon Influencer Program. If you were to start all the way over again, knowing what you know now, what are some things that you would do, or how would you do it? How would you approach this?
Actually, so I thought about this. You gave me the questions in advance, and the number one thing that I do is the thing that I did do, and that's why I've had so much success in the program, is when I first got in, it was exciting because within that first week, I made a few bucks, and I was like, oh, this actually works. Whereas with like blogging or other things, you like make 6 cents over a month, and so I was like, this actually works. I'm going to treat it seriously. And in my first 6 months, I posted like 700 videos. And so that first month I did like 35, the second month I did 66, the third month I did over 100. And mind you, this is while I'm working full time, plus overtime, plus other side hustles, plus raising 4 kids. But I found time to just publish a lot of videos. Now, at the time, the sole focus was publishing all those videos to Amazon. If I was to start over, my focus would be publishing all the videos to YouTube. So even if I'm not in the Amazon Influencer Program, just as an Amazon associate, which anyone can get into, I would publish and try to get up to 500 videos as quickly as possible. That's like the number one thing.
Okay, interesting. So, some things that are similar with what I would approach this as, I'm kind of different with you in the quantity perspective, definitely with YouTube. So I think if I were to start over again, what my focus would be is I would look around my house and I would find what is a product that I absolutely love. What is something that I consider like I would consider myself to be an expert at. Like maybe you like to cook, you use a crock pot and you have some really good recipes. That's where I would say start your focus on is the things you are best at. And then, yes, put them on YouTube. Try to get some traction on YouTube. I think you probably feel the same way that I do is because of our YouTube channels, it makes things so much easier where we're at now. Like people are reaching out to us, people are sending us stuff. Like if I had no contacts at all or no YouTube channel and I was just posting things in the house, I think it would take a long time. But I think if you could get a really decent video on YouTube and get that going, I think that would give you kind of an extra boost. So I think the correlation here is if you're starting out YouTube, just do it. Like everyone says, go full steam ahead on Amazon, but you might as well do YouTube at the same time. Next question, and this is for people who have been in the program for a while. One of the things I wanted to think about is how do you feel like you have improved since you started to what you're doing now? So like you've been in the program, what are some things that you used to do that you think now you're much better at?
Yeah, I would say, and we talked about this a little bit before getting on the call. My style hasn't changed dramatically over the years, and the biggest change has been the amount of time it takes to create a video. Like I can edit things a lot faster. I can do different things. Now, my lighting has changed a little bit over time. My camera quality has changed a little bit over time. My audio quality has changed a little bit over time. But I wouldn't say any of those things are particularly significant. For me, it's developing a style that I'm comfortable with, and now I know how to get rid of my ums and my pauses really quickly. Not as quickly as you because yours is automated, but I actually like going through and clipping those out. I use Adobe Premiere Pro to
Well,
do that.
how do you do that really quickly? Like, what's your process for that?
So I just have my timeline line with my video file on it, and I look for those breaks, but then I cut a little before and a little after it actually starts to break. So it's an obvious like jump cut, and it like is it's not smooth. And I do that on purpose. That's part of my style now. And I can actually see on the audio line what an looks like, how it looks different from other words. And so I can pick those out really quick. So it's not a break, but I can find those ums really quickly and just cut those out with just, I have keyboard shortcuts now. So that's another thing. It's a lot faster because I set my keyboard shortcuts. So I hit X to cut a line, a Z to cut everything prior to that, and then it just automatically moves my timeline together. And it's a lot faster than it used to be. And there's a lot of little hacks that I have on editing. If I'm going to use B-roll, if I'm going to use audio tracks, if I'm going to have titles come in, that process is so much faster and smoother. But as we were talking about before, for the high effort videos where we're doing a lot of editing, it still takes a long time, just like it did before, but probably half of what it took before.
Have you noticed now that you've been putting a bit more effort or you've changed your style, have you been seeing more success?
Um, Not a huge difference. And I did in 2025, so it's been about a year now, where I've done less videos, but the videos I've done, especially the higher paid product videos that someone has sent me, those sponsored videos, I've made a bigger effort on those and I'm getting paid more. And I think the quality's better. The actual view count isn't as much a result of the quality of the video yet. I hope it gets to that point, but it's the nature of the video. Is it a good product? Is it a comparison video? With a few exceptions, and those few exceptions are significant, where I'm answering all the questions. I'm doing a lot of research and I'm doing a lot of B-roll and showing it in different ways. And the cool thing about those, and this is the biggest difference, especially on YouTube, is before I could see a spike with any video, but what you're seeing with the high quality videos is it's just a steady increase and they're very evergreen. And so I'm starting to see that, but I'm not far enough into it yet that it's made a huge impact on my channel.
Well, I think one thing that you kind of alluded to is when you have higher quality videos, the perception that other people have from your videos, like you do get more opportunities and people are willing to spend more money. Like I'm surprised a lot of times I'll do a lot of videos that don't necessarily get views, but other people see them and they're willing to pay me money because they're kind of after the quality of the video and not necessarily how much success I've had with that video. So that's interesting. I kind of want to. I actually prepared some videos. So let me get my YouTube channel up. Give me just 1 second. All right. So I've got my YouTube channel up. This is a video I did. Let's see, how long ago was this? Two years ago. So not too long ago, but I want to kind of evaluate this live, and I've got it muted, but you can see the subtitles. So this is a microwave cover, and let's see how I do. So I'm browsing through Amazon. I want a microwave cover. So so right off the gate, let's see, that's 12 seconds of just me talking about I'm going to show a microwave cover. So I'm not a fan of that. Like, I should just show the microwave cover. If you clicked on the video, you already know it's a microwave cover. Now I'm talking more about the microwave cover. Okay, so now I finally start. How 20 seconds in, I'm starting to talk about the features of the microwave cover. It's kind of weird that it has a magnet, but it's good that I'm showing. The other thing I'm noticing, I feel like I'm up way too close. Like that's big and giant. As far as like me demoing things, I think that's good. Like I'm doing an okay job showing different foods, putting that in the microwave. That looked pretty cool. And this is the whole thing. This is the whole thing for a microwave cover. This right here. Okay, and then it's done. Okay, so right here, we're over a minute in. This is the first thing I think I should be showing in the video. Like, how well does it work? What does it do? It took me a minute 19 just to get to that point. So that's what I would choose. That's what I would change. I would change the order. I would show this at the beginning. I don't need to introduce a microwave cover. People already know this is good. Me watching it, showing how it comes off. So I could just basically cut out the first minute of my video, show that part of in the microwave, washing it, put some sections of the other video. That's how I would change it. Okay, so not a terrible video, but, like, it took me a while to get to the point, and this is something I see with a lot of people, is they'll show the product, they'll talk about it. You don't need to introduce it. People already clicked on your video. They know what it is. They already see the product page. Just show what questions you think people have about it. So let me go to another video. This is
Can
a
I,
slushy
can
machine.
I comment on that, McKay?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Go for it.
Because one of the things I've noticed on your videos, if all you did was cut that, it wouldn't be a normal McKay video because your videos are a little bit longer. And so what you would have done is you would have showed it in the microwave, you would have showed it washing, and then you would have come up with 2 or 3 other questions. This is the question I had when I got it, or this is the question other people are having as I look at other similar products, right? And so I think you would have added 2 more segments that don't exist just to keep that length at 2 to 3 minutes.
Possibly. I don't necessarily want to have long videos. Like I try to make them as concise as I can. And for a normal product, I totally agree. Like I would show more with the microwave cover where there's not a lot to show. The thing I would have added is probably how well does it do in the dishwasher and show like a before and after of that. And then and this is a problem that I'm sure you're familiar with, like show how it does after time. So like right now, it doesn't close as well as it did before. That's a great thing to show. But obviously when you're reviewing products, you review it as it is at the time. So that's a hard thing. But thanks for those comments. So this slushy video, this is done well on both YouTube and Amazon. So I kind of want to go through this and let's talk about why. And you can even see here in YouTube like the most viewed parts, and I'll kind of talk about that. But right off the gate, I'm not showing myself, I'm showing the product in use. So I think we're off to a good start. So I'm showing it now. Now I was on for about 2 seconds, and that's intentional. I want people to know I'm a real person. I'm actually talking about this. I'm not AI. I'm not voiceover. That's kind of why I do that. I prefer having more B-roll than showing me. People aren't watching the videos to see me. They're watching for the B-roll. So I do show myself a bit, but now I'm showing it in use. I'm showing the results, showing how I do it. We're okay. So we're already about 16 seconds in. I already showed way more than I did in my other video in 16 seconds. I show how to use it. I show what it is. Now I showed that I'm making ice cream, and let's see. So now I looks like I'm starting to talk about it, just kind of my thoughts about it, more of me, show it in use again, talk about my family using it, showing shots of my family, different shot. Like this shows obviously I've used it many times. And if we look here, this is a peak. So people obviously want to see, if we go back, people want to see what the buttons are like. So now I know in the future, oh, I should focus on how to actually press the buttons, what the interface is like. People are watching for that. So that's good to know. Another reason to upload to YouTube is you can sometimes get this data. So let's see. Yeah, I talk about more how to use it. But you'll notice most of this is B-roll. Most of this is me actually using it. It's not showing my face. I'm talking about the different ways that I have used it, the different things. And then if we look at this peak here, so what are people actually interested in? They want to see the results. So that's when I try to make ice cream. They want to see how did I make the ice cream and what the results are. So this is like the biggest section. And this was kind of the focus on the video is, can you make ice cream in a slushy machine? I do answer it. So I teased it kind of at the beginning of this video. Yep. So I show it right here at the beginning that I'm going to make ice cream. Then I wait to the end so people are watching it. And this is me showing how to make ice cream. So honestly, like it's not an amazing video. My camera, my phone, all that stuff, not super amazing stuff. The video doesn't have to be amazing, but I think where I've kind of improved my videos is I try to think, what question does a person have about this product? I'm going to either show or tease that at the beginning of the video to let the viewer know I'm going to answer that question. Like I show B-roll of that. So I think that's helped out my videos a lot, is just very start. I don't introduce a product. I don't introduce myself. I show the problem people want to have answered immediately in the video. I let them know I'm going to answer that. And then I try to do as much B-roll as I can, showing my face every once in a while, just so people know like I'm a real person. Like, yeah. So that's it. That took a while, but hopefully that helps some of you who have been in the program for a while. Maybe that helped you get an idea of something that you can do. And the last question I want to ask you, Tyler, is kind of thinking ahead to the future. I know right now, both of us, we're making most of our income from creator connections. That's by far what's helping us out the most. If Creator Connections was to go away tomorrow, we didn't have that all, how would you pivot or how would you change your strategy so that you can still make money in this program?
Well, so that's interesting because for me, even with creator connections, if I go back 6 months ago, I was making $2,000 to $3,000 a month for on-site and only like $400 or $500 a month for creator connections. Then I started doing a little bit more creator connections, but really I focused on the right products and creator connections. And for me, that made the biggest difference. And so, what was I doing 6 months ago, or what was I looking at? I was looking at how do I do better videos, or how do I focus on the right products? So, really making sure that I'm doing products that will get sales for a long period of time that are higher ticket items. But then the way you make that happen is making better, higher quality videos. So, what you just showed us with editing your video and kind of going through and making sure we're not wasting people's time, having a better hook, it's better to make one video like that than 20 videos that are low content. And I even experimented that this year on one of my other YouTube channels where I posted 1,000 videos just to see if that would make a difference. And it resulted in subscribers, but it didn't result in evergreen views and consistent views. And so even for that channel, my strategy moving forward is do one good video a month instead of 50 low effort videos a month. And so for me, that's going to be the biggest change. What about you?
Basically the same. Like if I were to not count on creator connections, and one difference between me and you that I've seen kind of a shift over the years is you do a lot of home products which have a little bit of higher commissions. I do a lot of electronics which are like next to nothing in commissions. So if creator connections goes away, I really don't make very much money at all just because the commissions are so low. The way I would pivot is I would focus harder on trying to be more successful on YouTube to have the great evergreen content. Like if someone is searching for, some electronic device like Bluetooth headphones or power banks or laptop, mini PC, something like I would want to be the one that ranks the highest. And I've done this a few times. Like there's some areas where I rank the highest and consistently, not only am I making money on YouTube, but it's pushing the traffic. Amazon offsite, you get better commissions than on-site. So it helps out that way. And then Amazon has those bonuses, like if you have a certain amount of sales. So I would try to hit those bonuses. That's where I would focus is I just go strategically on YouTube. I would not do as many videos. I would be very selective with what I do and try to make those high quality offsite videos that push traffic to Amazon. So thanks, Tyler. It's always fun talking to you. Again, if you have questions, go ahead. I love talking with Tyler. He's always been a great older brother to me, and so any excuse we have to get on and talk more. So ask a lot of questions is what I'm trying to say. Thanks for watching.